Jonathan Gavoni of DraftExpress.com. I'm here with Coach Billy Donovan in Colorado Springs at the Under-19 USA Basketball Training Camp. Coach, what can you tell me about the last couple of days? How has it been for you?
Well, I think the kids have done a great job. You know, all 26 of them have worked very, very hard. I think anytime when you have to make cuts and you see guys pouring out their heart, it's always tough to see. But hopefully for the guys that didn't make it, it was a good experience for them. I think we've got 16 players that really will fit into what we're trying to do. They're working hard as well. We know we got to get down to 12, and we've got a day or so to get that done. But so far, I've been really, really pleased with the kids, their attitude, and their effort.
What was your philosophy in terms of building the roster, cutting it down? What are you looking for as a coach?
Well, I think the first thing you got to look at is the guys that are being invited, the 26 guys, as a group. Strengths, weaknesses, talents, things you can really take advantage of. And certainly we have a lot of guys that are very versatile, can play a couple different positions. I think we have some athleticism. We've got some physical strength and size around the basket. And I think we're a team that is athletic, that can rebound and get up and down the floor. So I think for us, it's really more of trying to take advantage of their skill set and create a system and an environment for them to flourish in.
Continuity hasn't been something that USA Basketball has had a great deal of, partially because we didn't always have the Under-16 and the Under-17 World Championships. So what does it mean to be able to come back for a second summer with a large part of your roster still intact? How much does that help you out as a coach?
Well, I think obviously being invited back for a second year, was a great honor. A lot of these guys are out here right now, played on last year's team, which is great to see. But overall for me, it's been, like I said, a great honor to be able to come and do it again. And I think USA is trying to get more continuity and coaches that are able to do it maybe with a group of guys for a couple of years.
This tournament, the Under-19, is a level that USA Basketball has traditionally struggled at. We've only won it twice in the last 26 years. What do you attribute that to? What have you learned? What have they told you about, where things have gone, maybe haven't gone as well as they should have in the past?
Well, I certainly think it's a challenging age group for our country. One is you have a lot of players that are coming out of the 18 and under tournament with the opportunity to go to the NBA. And guys have obviously left and gone to the NBA. I think you're also dealing with kids in college now having responsibilities academically and the timing not working out. So, probably those are some reasons. But I think it's a great challenge for this team and for us and for USA to go into this event knowing that, as you mentioned, in the last 26 years, they've won a gold medal only twice. So I think it goes to show of how great the world is, how much competition there is, and what a great challenge it is for us.
It looks like this team has quite a bit of length and athleticism, and it looks like defense is going to be something that could be really at a high level. What about the outside shooting component? That's something that USA Basketball has struggled at some tournaments at every age group. How is that going to come into play here in Prague?
Well, I think we have some good shooters. There's some guys out here, Michael Frazier, Dotson, Hunt, good shooters, Suleiman. So, when you shoot the ball, there's games you make them, there's games you don't. You want good high percentage shots. But I do think because of our athleticism and our size, we do have the ability to offensive rebound.
You haven't been shy about dipping into the international recruiting pool. You've brought guys from Denmark, from France, from Israel, from all over the place. What do you think about international basketball prospects? It's hard to generalize as a whole, but what has your experience been like working with them individually?
Well, I think, the international players are terrific. I mean, all you got to do is go around and look at the NBA. There's so many players from so many different countries. So I think the NCAA has made it very, very difficult to bring foreign players over to the United States with all the rules. And obviously the opportunity for these guys at a young age to play professionally, on club teams is there for them to also represent their country. So I think it's become more and more difficult for foreign players to come to the United States and play unless they come in high school.
Have you taken away anything from watching so much international basketball, whether it's film or coaching against some really good coaches? Have you altered your philosophy or strategy in any way, any plays that you can take away from them defensively or offensively?
Well, we certainly got to get familiar. We played in the Tournament of Americas last year, so Brazil, Argentina, Canada, familiar with those teams. But obviously European teams we haven't seen very much. So once we get over there, we'll have to kind of gather some film, scout, watch, and try to prepare to get ready to play teams.
How much of a challenge is it to only have, really 10 days to work with this group until they get ready?
That's the biggest challenge. A lot of these teams have had several weeks. Some of these teams have been playing together for a few years. It's not like that. We've got to have some new pieces to the puzzle from last year. And that's the great challenge, is putting together a team where you have, as you mentioned, 10 to 12 days to practice, trying to get everybody on the same page, trying to do things out there from a basketball perspective that takes advantage of their skill set, and getting them to play together and play hard.
Thanks so much, Billy.